And here we are back again, Women Unscripted. Welcome everyone to Primetime TV Show. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marville Kelly, and to my right is Tinkerbella, also known as Helena Trengata, Sharon Kistler, head of the Amazing Women Group in the Tampa Bay area, and Maura Sweeney, Maura for you, Maura for me. She is
Maura
awesome.
for everyone.
She's for everybody. Welcome. We're back again. It's been a whole month. It went zip, zip, zip.
It's been 2 months.
Oh, it's right. We didn't
So went even faster.
We were sick. We had this. We had that.
Holidays.
So.
No wonder we're excited.
I know. Are you
can't
kidding?
tell the way that we're just talking over everybody.
And so today we decided to do an animal theme because we want to bring the animal out in all of us today. So get prepared. This is totally an unscripted show, but we do have a little theme because we have this little birdie that says, well, can we just have a little bit of one idea what we're going to talk about? So we do that.
At least
And our and so our theme today is about passion, right? Passion.
Right.
And we're all fired up because we were at Cher's breakfast meeting, all of us this morning, and that was so amazing. It really was, because you were talking about how things are changing and marketing and all of that. And everybody was able to really bring up what's working for them, what's not. And so we all had a lot of tidbits to say, and it was fabulous. So here we are.
It's a great time.
Here we are.
Great energy.
I know,
here.
it's always
It
great
always-
energy. It's like a buzz at the breakfast that you have, and we've just set it up so where we go to Cher's breakfast, we all show up, and then we just continue on after the Cher show. Then we come to our primetime show with Women Unscripted. Do you know that we're getting likes and views every single day now?
That's
And
awesome.
if you're new tuning into the show, maybe as a referral, go to Facebook and click on to Women Unscripted. Like it and pass it on, because this is going to rock. Maura's only going to be with us for 2 hours because...
2 hours?
Excuse me. 2 segments.
My husband will go into conniptions.
2 segments.
Did you bring your jammies?
Because you're going to be speaking. This is a big
I'm
speaking
presenting an award tonight
That's
awesome.
it.
on most inspirational story from the Tampa Bay area. And I feel so excited. I thought, boy, if they could have chosen me for anything, most inspirational, and to be able to give out an award like that is awesome.
Absolutely.
Who are you presenting?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Don't ask me. I'm not prepared for that. That I will figure out on the way.
So she's going unscripted.
I only know a few of them.
Helena.
This is how unscripted we are.
This is the next show.
Exactly.
Continue.
I'm being told by James in my
Yes.
ear that it's the business show with
It's that business show with Jamie Maloney.
and we actually produced that show.
I know. I was on that show last week, and
I
it was
know
the
you
same
were. I
people
saw
producing.
that. See?
Awesome.
It's a bad hair day for me, though. That was not so good.
Never.
It was, trust me.
You silly girl.
That's a hat day.
You know,
Except
Maura,
indoors didn't work.
Maura's been traveling around the globe spreading your happiness, because she is the ambassador of happiness, and you were sharing that today. You were sharing a lot today. You brought me to
I hope
tears.
not too
I had
much.
to redo
No,
my
it's all
makeup. It was an awesome morning.
Thank you. And Barbara, I actually woke up this morning thinking of you. You were right there in my mind. Can I share with everyone
right
who's
ahead.
watching this
Go
show
right
now that I
ahead.
just...
I just don't want to cry
All
again.
right, this is something so interesting. Do you know how often we could go through life and we feel that things are always the same? We may have certain beliefs or certain ways we feel internally, and then we think, well, how is everybody else there dealing with life? And do they see things the way I do? The very first time I ever met you, I actually came to an event. As a result of going to your breakfast, I ended up going to visit you, and I wanted to see you talk about what it was like to be a publisher, because my husband and I were transferring our business, and I wanted to be able to recommend you. I stepped into that country club. You got up from a round table that you were in because you were hosting the event. I had never met you, that I recall. You got out of the table, came across the room with arms like this. You said, I'm so happy you came, and you gave me a big hug. And Barbara, from that night, I thought, who is this woman that embraces people so wholeheartedly? I did that at my home for 20 years. I would bring the world into my home, but to have someone else like you do it and to invite me in as if I was a long-lost relative, I can't even tell you how wonderful that is. And I might as well say it, anyone, I hope you do continue to tune in because this is absolutely genuine. You see, you didn't cry the second
No,
time.
I didn't. No, I didn't. I held back, but I'm crying inside. But you know what? It's all about the collaboration that really has been going on for a long time. And the reason why these gals are like our mainstay hosts with the show is because they each played a very integral, important part in my life, from my person, Helena Trengata, that allowed me to come and speak at her WIN meetings when she was facilitating that so I could practice speaking in front of people.
Yeah,
After that, because
you had never
I
had
was,
a large
I was a
audience.
little shy. I was shy. And then Cher Kissler taught me so much about marketing and collaboration, and that there's no competition in business out there. And she put a new twist, a new spin on that for me. And just we've had so many chats and we're such on the same page. And Maura, well, do I even need to tell you why Maura is in the show as one of our main hosts? Is because of who she is and what she does out there on her own. And I'm going to tell you a story about Miss Maura. When I was doing the Dancing with the Local Stars, how Maura actually came. Not only did she watch and support with a huge group of women from Amazing Women and my friends, but she also stepped out of the box to go and do a little film interview with me. And that to me meant so much. That was, you talk about being unscripted.
Didn't she interview your son
That
as well?
she-
No, I made him the
No,
cameraman.
She said, let's go get that cute young man over there. That was my son to
didn't
come
know
and
that.
film us. It was hysterical. But the other thing is, Maura's responsible for the name of the show. Because what was it that you said when I was speaking at
Oh, you
Cher?
are so unscripted.
And I
went
stopped
around
and dead in my tracks and go, oh, stop, that's it. Because I wanted to do a woman's show. I didn't know what to call it. So hence, this has all been conceived and born, and here we are. So what do you want to talk about?
Awesome.
No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome. But this is true.
It is true. It is true. And I didn't get a no. I got a very zealous yes from you guys to do it. So we are going to talk about passion because we are all here because of our passion and what we're doing in our passion. And I know Maura has another segment with us. She's with us 2 segments. Can I start with you, unscripted?
You know how I feel about that, but go ahead. We'll see.
It
Hopefully
seems like
I'll
we
know the
always
answer.
start. We start from
Okay,
the left.
Because she's in second
I'm
grade.
usually good if I know the question's coming and I can think about it. But go ahead, Barbara.
So give us your definition of passion. For you, for Maura. What is passion to you?
It's living from the inside out. I knew this as a little girl. Most people live from the outside. It's how can I please this person? How can I answer to that? How can I be like everybody else is? How can I get approved by everybody else? How can I follow everyone else? And for me, I must have been just this very observant little child. And I always thought, I want one day to be able to live out of who I really am. Now, granted, it took me, 5.5 decades to get there, but that to me is passion. Everyone has it, and I wouldn't even call it so much passion as I would, it's our life force. Everyone has such beauty and such transparency to reveal to the world in ways that would brighten everyone's life. Most of us hide ourselves. We try to please the world. We try to be a Me Too brand. We try to run after everything that everybody says is important.
Yes.
And in the process, we lose who we are. And we spoke about this earlier today,
Yes, we did.
Sharon and I, that when we come out and we share the things that we like, when we share our own curiosities, our own skills, when we pursue things that are important to us, we not only blossom, but then everyone else we're around picks up an allowance to be the same way. It doesn't mean that anyone will be like me or like Sharon or like Helena or like you, but it allows them to be free to be themselves. So that's really all of my writings, everything I do. It's helping people empower themselves and get the confidence to just go out and be their own beautiful self.
Well, we have a tendency to validate others, to do all that, and sometimes we need that validation. I'll be the first one to admit that I did. I mean, I may come across as this really self-confident, yakety-yak kind of gal, but down deep, believe me, there's little voices there that are saying this and saying that I had to overcome too, and all you guys have helped me with that, and so here we are, making a difference for you. You may know someone out there too that might want to tap into our show to have some fun with us. I know Cher facilitates, and Cher, you've had your Amazing Women group for how many years now?
Well, the organization is 7 years, and we're just so proud of it because it is getting that message out of how we as a sisterhood can really empower each other. We can inspire, we can share what we have learned in life, and I think that's important because we do forget sometimes who we are. We go through all that stuff in life, and it's difficult to just have someone maybe come along and tell you you're okay, that you are enough.
For who you are.
For who you are.
Yes.
And I think, too, that it is about looking inside and seeing your qualities. And we're just so busy, doing our obligations, and we're working, we have families, and we tend to forget. And we remind each other of our internal greatness. It's like shining like a diamond. That's what we were talking
saying
about
that this
today.
morning, and very true.
And that's about looking deeper at your qualities, like a self-discovery thing.
Sometimes I don't think we take enough time to do that.
We don't. Well, we just get, I think, blindsided by, distracted, about things that we need to do, or the drama things.
And I think that, we have people who mold us from the very, very beginning, our babies, to be what they think that we should be. And so we really have to kind of unwind. We have to unwind that story going back to, they told me I was clumsy. They told me I was a klutz. They told me I was not pretty, whatever. And if that were the case, then we have to unwind that so that we can believe that we're something different. We have to look at, we were molded by our maker, by our creator. And of course, I don't believe that he creates anyone who's not beautiful, and he doesn't label us. And so when we can get rid of all those labels, it's really kind of like taking that closet and cleaning all that clutter out before, and then get quiet and get at peace, so that we can feel God's love. For me, it's for feeling God's love, because there was just stuff, in our parents' generation that was not the way I wanted my life to be. I'll put it that way.
And choices, we were talking about that, making choices today, and really kind of getting out of our own way and really looking at ourselves. And several people brought up living in the moment.
That's right.
And that is just something to really think about. When was the last time you lived in the moment, where you weren't doing dishes or thinking about what you're going to make for dinner, or making the beds, or how many kids you have to get to school and get back? When was the last time you took time for you to live in the moment? I mean, sit quietly and think about who you are inside. It really does work. And that's what we've all learned to do. And I actually chuckled inside to myself with our girl Janet Lee today. And I did say, she was the one that brought it up in the beginning. I said, you know what, sooner or later, we get there, or we don't. And when we do, it's a whole new world for us. So we get a chance to rediscover who we really are, or in some cases, discover who we are.
Can I add a little to that?
You can. You have about 30
I didn't raise my hand that time.
Do we have a commercial coming? We do. Save it for when we come back. Are we taking a break right now? I think we are. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be right back more with Women Unscripted.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex home loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Yes.
And we are back. Thank you for joining us on Women Unscripted. And that we actually are. We were discussing during the break. We were going to have Maura hold up on finishing what she was making the comment of. But did we all forget what it was at this
I hope
point?
not. We're going to give it our best shot.
Okay, so let's kind of walk back to just before the break. We were talking about passion. We were talking about what were we talking
Helena
about?
was talking about unraveling a lot of the messages.
That's
and
it.
You started with the message at home.
Yes.
You know, so we grow up and we're in a home environment and we get various messages. I wanted to extend it, which almost sounds like it's a contradiction of what we're doing here today because we're in the media. But do you realize the kind of a role that the media has played to the American public?
Oh,
We look
absolutely.
at certain icons or idols or ways of viewing things and we assume we all need to be that thing. And
Yes.
when we are not that thing, we feel like we come up short.
Yes.
Everything I do is the complete opposite. You use the word
Yes.
unraveling, and I was thinking the word I use is undoing.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us grow up, and this could be men as well as women,
Sure.
and it could be any age, any era. We forget that we have a sense of agency. No one is going to give us permission to be who we are except ourselves. No one else is going to give us permission to state our value system, to go out and do what we like, to make decisions. Sometimes we get so accustomed starting in our homes, then moving on to school, then watching, I used to call it Madison Avenue. I don't think they refer to Madison Avenue anymore. But everybody that would advertise. Today you could look anywhere in the media. And here's another thing. It sounds like it's a contradiction. Sometimes we have to let the media go and say, you know something, the media is saying this, but who am I and what are my talents and what are my gifts? And your talents and gifts could be something like, I am a great reader to children. I am a great mentor to young people that don't have a mentor. I am wonderful working with anything. It could be anything with the hands, crafts. That's what I was thinking about. Exactly. Why is it that we will subject ourselves to only 5 or 6 categories out there that we think are great? We need to give ourselves that agency and show ourselves who we are, give ourselves an opportunity. And as we do, we literally uplift everyone around us.
Exactly. And that's what my original intent was for this show. And because I just knew you girls, and that Women Unscripted was just so inviting because you have no idea what we're going to be talking about. Sometimes we don't, but it always evolves into getting the answers to help you with maybe some little situations out there. We've all grown. We weren't all who we are today. And it took many ups and downs and crisis and change and more change and understanding forgiveness of ourselves and others, and just that whole litany, that whole laundry list of things, that stuff, and that unraveling. I love that word. That is so true, unraveling and undoing some of the beliefs.
We have the right to make our own story.
Absolutely we
You
do.
know, if you didn't like the story, you know, I hear this a lot. I mean, I've heard it from my children. Have you not heard this from your children? Well, Mom, it's your fault that this happened. It's your fault that that happened. And I was like, get off of it. You know? My one son says to me all the time, he goes, man up, Mom. And I'm like, man up, buddy. Man up yourself. Because, you know, you could cry about this, what happened when you were 16, all of your life. But
Well,
what is, you could rewrite the story.
Yeah.
You can reparent yourself.
You bring up
Yes.
an excellent point. You know, we can all decide we're going to be victimized at some level or
It's a
another.
choice.
Yes,
Yes.
it is. And no one can undo it for you except you.
Right.
You could decide to man up.
That's what I'm saying. You just
Exactly.
erase
Anyone.
that story. You erase that story. Just
Or turn
water
it
it,
into
throw it
something that's
away, and just
positive.
write your own story.
Exactly.
The main thing is for us to wake up
Yes.
and realize that that conditioning puts us in this sort of autopilot. You know, we're trying to seek that approval, especially when we're young. So we're following what society has told us that we're supposed to be or our achievements. But it's really about finding out what we're good at. That's passion. What I think too is finding the happy place. You know,
Yes.
finding what you're good
I
at.
love that. Happy place.
Yeah, finding what you're good at. What, where do
That's
you
not
feel
drugs,
good?
though.
No, not that kind of happy. But seriously, but
I'm in a happy
that's
place.
so, well, some people are so busy trying to be like society's telling us to be that you're not finding what you're really good at.
Because they
you
don't
know?
ever
We're-
take the time. I mean, sometimes
Exactly.
it's just that, you know,
Exactly.
it's painful to
Yes.
dig down deep inside.
It
It's
is.
painful. You have to go through layers.
Yes.
It's painful. It was painful for me. I'm guessing it's painful for everyone. So when you dig down deep inside, you've got to be brave. You talk about passion. You've got to be brave to do
You
that.
do.
You know, it's like an unearthing.
You know, that's true because that passion will overtake that feeling of not good enough and fear, which I often say is false evidence appearing real. There's a lot of truth to that because if you take what it is that's bothering you, like if you have this little voice in your head, which I did for many years, you're not good enough, you're stupid. You're not good enough, you're stupid. And I'm going, I am so good enough and I am smart. And so when I change that paradigm and that voice in my head, although it still crops up every once in a while, I made the choice to change that and dig deep for my passion, which I've done. And the way I did that was making a heart-centered decision. It's going to my heart and letting my heart tell me, what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about this. I thought about this years and years ago, and thanks to these lovely ladies to come on board, that passion has come to fruition. So I have stepped into my dream. This is the greatness that I am so proud to be able to bring to each and every one of you because I know that's what my passion is,
Yes.
and that's what the passion is of every single one of these women. It's to give you something to glean from and to really have some nice takeaways.
Didn't she do well learning to speak in front of people?
Yes, you did. We would never know
That was because of you.
That's what our awakening is, though,
Yes.
is finding all that good stuff, finding it.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
And be awakened from
I
that.
love the Dove commercial that showed all these women in different shapes and
Oh,
colors
yes.
and different types of hair, and some of them had shaved heads and all. And you know, it was a beginning. It was a beginning of allowing and showing. I mean, I'm not really into Dove soap, but I'm into the idea that we can. That we can,
Yes.
I'm not going
be
there.
beautiful, that we can be beautiful no matter what, no matter what we were born as. You know,
It's true, though.
and obviously there's people. Today, I don't know if anyone saw it at the restaurant. There was a man. He had bandages across half of his face, and he looked like he had some horrible disfigurement. But you know, he was there, and I smiled at him, and that was no big shakes for me because he was there. That was the brave. He wasn't sitting at home
I thought the
hiding.
same thing
He
when
was
I saw
brave.
him.
He
Yes.
was out there. And you know, we have to be brave and show who we really are. Because if we
That's
step
right.
back and we take these old paradigms, as you say, it can imprison us.
Okay, I need to pick up on something you said earlier. You said sometimes it's very painful to go in and look at maybe some of the recordings we've had in our heads. One of the things, when I started writing about being happy and how do we live happy from the inside out, I think people thought, oh, she's really, like Alice in Wonderland.
But it's
What
good.
people don't realize, though, is to choose to be happy requires a great deal of courage. You need to be able to look at everything, open your eyes, and say, you know what, no matter what the narrative has been of my life, no matter what circumstances I've been through, how am I going to come out of this in a good and a positive way? It takes courage to live out a happy life, to live out an influential life, to live out a life that's authentic for us. But when we do, we set ourselves free. And I always say this, we set everybody else free in our midst.
Exactly.
And you know what else
Well
is good?
put.
Discipline.
Oh, yes.
Because we have to practice if we're doing a mind shift.
Yes,
We have to
a
really.
lot.
That's right.
A lot
you
of
have to
discipline.
catch. You have to become that, like I said, that
30
conscious
days to be the
awareness
habit,
thing.
right? Yeah.
Right. And then
30
you
days
have
to
to
be the habit.
practice that new mindset. You have to overcome some of the things that are holding you back and just be able to make, you said, a conscious decision.
Yes, and
a
you know what
choice.
happens if we've had a lifetime, or let's say decades, of going through the same mindset. The first or second or even third or sixth or 10th time that we choose anew, we could still feel really awkward. We could still feel like we want to run away and go
Of
back
course,
to our old
and that
place.
happens.
But we
Yes.
just keep re-practicing. It took us
That's
a long
right.
time to get into one set of behaviors and one mindset, and it takes the undoing, what was your word? Unraveling. To get into a new one. And you're right, it does practice
And
and
you
perseverance.
know what's good about what Mara does? She takes it all down and shrinks it all down into this great nugget.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, golden nugget of happiness.
Oh.
It's
So
like a
it's
heart of
focus.
happiness. In fact,
Yes.
you're getting ready to scoot out.
Yes.
We have just a couple minutes for our break. So where exactly are you going to be?
I do know the answer to that question. I'll be at the Center Club in downtown Tampa.
How
and
fun.
There is a huge awards gala dinner tonight. It is the first anniversary of Jamie Maloney's That Business Show. And he is on 5 days a week. I think he's going on 6 days a week. He's drive time AM radio. And he literally brings together all kinds of people in the business community of Tampa Bay. And I am one of the presenters.
That is so
wonderful.
cool. Congratulations.
Thank you for having me.
And we will
Thanks
see
for having me
you
run.
back at Cher's gathering in the breakfast next month and back on Women Unscripted. Good luck tonight.
say
Thank you
goodbye
for
to
joining
everybody?
us.
Yes.
Yes.
And we love you. Moral for you,
Remind
moral
me to
for
stay
you.
happy. I love it.
Kisses for the camera.
I love it.
Sealed with a kiss. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. More from Women Unscripted. We have a very special guest that's going to join us, so stay right there.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
live again and unscripted. Welcome back into Women Unscripted on Primetime TV show. I forgot to mention that my husband has the day off. He'll be back next Monday with all kinds of great tips. But I did say that we were swapping Maura out for Marianne Way. Welcome.
Thank you.
Marianne, it's such a great
Thank
pleasure
you.
because Marianne's usually on the other side of the camera. She's the one that takes all kinds of great photo shots and everything, and we hang out together out in the hood and just have a lot of fun.
right.
Welcome. It's so great to have you with us.
Thank you. It's just so exciting to be here, and I love what I do. That's my passion is photography, and it's a new passion, and I think that's why I'm so passionate about it. And you know, just being out there in nature, and you know, for the weather we had this past weekend, I was out there.
Were you?
I was even taping out there with the wind blowing 40 miles an hour.
I saw
in my hair.
that.
And it was just fun, and it was just and I wanted to be there. Nothing was stopping me.
So is this the first time you're really fulfilling your passion?
Yes.
Really? After all these years? What made you step into that?
Well, it's probably not. It's my second passion.
Okay.
My first passion, and I call it in my previous life, because when I lived up north in Philadelphia area, I was a medical technologist, and I absolutely loved what I did. I loved looking in the microscope. I loved treating patients. I just loved all that. So when I left my old world and came to my newfound paradise, I decided to pick up a camera and just start clicking away.
That's amazing because what you're doing is you're capturing a moment. Because once that moment is gone, it's gone forever. So I can see where you tap into that passion so that you can look back at your artwork, at your creation.
It's, you know, it's just amazing. One of the things that I actually just did on Saturday night, one of the pictures, I actually looked at it on Sunday, and I realized, oh my God, in the middle of my sunset was a heart. You could just see the heart, and I didn't see that before. And then if you look above both sides of the heart, you'll see angel wings.
Oh
Wow,
my goodness.
how cool is that?
That had to be
So-
some divine intervention.
Well,
for
that's
you.
what I'm saying. It's just, you know, I just love being out there. You never know what you're going to see.
Yeah,
I've
it's-
actually seen UFOs.
I love it.
You know, and that's more unscripted moments. See, you fit right in with this whole picture here.
Thank you.
That's right. No pun intended. That's fabulous. You know, I would love to learn about a camera. I love to take pictures, but I'm just so inept with electronic devices, but I really get what you're talking about.
The other really cool thing is that it's a God-given talent. I don't have any training on my camera. I just decided I wanted a camera. I was going for the best one I could get. And my favorite thing is, you know, of course, nature, but then I love, like, photographing you girls when you don't see what I'm doing.
Oh boy, does
So-
she ever get us good?
So then you can look back and say, oh my God, I did this or I did that.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, like I'm sending you 100 photos, you know?
And if you don't like them,
She's awesome.
It's just what I like to do.
You
It's
are
just
awesome.
what I like to do.
And
Yes.
isn't it more fun to do what you love and love what you do?
Absolutely.
Really and truly, and that comes from choices, right? You
Yeah.
didn't have to do that.
No,
You could have just gone down that road Maura was
I
talking
met her
about.
not long after she started this little hobby because she was telling about it. I don't know at which amazing woman meeting it was, but very early on. And your personality has just, your
Yes.
joy is showing.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
She stepped into
so
it.
much more,
Diamond
so much more than
shining,
what
yes.
it was then.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt a sadness when I first met you. And I could tell you were in a period of change. And look at where you are now.
I have
right.
exploded. You know, I've come into a new person. I am a new person. I have I'm making all my goals. I'm manifesting every day. Wonderful things are coming into my life, and like I said, 2016 is going to be magical, and let the magic begin.
Oh,
right.
you know, that is so
Right.
refreshing, and aren't we hearing more of this from more, not just women, but men too? I mean, people are starting this new year, 2016, off with a great gusto, positive, such positivity.
There's no other way to be. There just really isn't any way to be, and if you really feel it in your heart, anything can happen, and you all know that.
Follow your
You
heart.
follow your heart.
That's exactly
right.
right.
That's
That
right.
inner voice, you know, listen to that.
Everything is right
Yes.
there, and the average person doesn't know about that, but it also comes back to the choices, back to what we talked about at your breakfast this morning as far as living in the moment, because if we don't have some quiet time to do that, we can't really decide what our passion is. Many women that go through life that they've never developed a passion, And so when time comes where they add years to their life, that life that they're adding to their years isn't all that great. So I think that's what this show is about, is to really help women out there see the stories. And I know you shared your story with me a couple of weeks ago, and to see this joy beaming from your face.
Transformation.
It is a transformation.
Yes.
And that was, you chose to go down this road. And I just commend you for that.
Thank you.
We just had to have
Thank
you
you.
on the show.
Thank you. It's a choice.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a choice. It's a way that you want to be. You want to be fulfilled. You don't want to be a victim. You want to be the warrior. You know, you want to be the grandpapa.
Exactly.
Well, and you have to, we talk about courage, but you really do have to allow yourself and give yourself permission to test out different things.
Sure.
I mean, I find with a lot of women that I work with or coach, they don't know what their passion is. And it's getting out there and allowing yourself to have new experiences and finding out maybe what you're good at. Maybe you've had something that was a passion years ago, but you can change that. It's about that ultimate change
Absolutely.
and transformation. And that's
She could've
kind of
bought
what
the
Mary Ann
camera.
have done.
She could have bought the camera, taken a
Right.
few pictures, and said
And
the same
so
for me.
that's it.
Yeah, but you saw
But she
you saw
didn't.
something in that
Yeah, but-
that
you were
It was
enjoying.
like an aha moment for you, right?
It
was
was.
like, oh, this is it. This is it.
I had when I came to Florida 9 years ago almost. I knew just two people, and now I have hundreds of friends. But the one person one of the people that I first met, she took time enough to show me, you know, you have to do it this way. You should look this way. You should try and make three-dimensional. I mean, she coached me a little bit, and
great.
it just stuck. And I just took off on it, like you said.
That is fabulous. I love to hear people fulfilling their passion. You were going to say something.
Well, I was just going to say it's getting to that place, the feel-good place, and that's how you know. If it grows and you're feeling good with it. But I think we surprise ourselves because we don't know sometimes that we have that inner quality. Like we said earlier, there's a lot of greatness in there, and we have to really take the time to think about it and to allow ourselves to step into personal power in a different way. I mean, that's what's amazing and so much fun to do. And I think inspiration is a big, huge thing. We all know that we've inspired one another, but that sets off another course of motivation. You know, when you're thinking you're stuck, look for inspiration.
But I think that for someone who's maybe just getting there, and you know, I think sometimes we oversimplify it because we all have had to go through a fair amount of work, like I said, with this. But I really, for me, I know that one of the things that really changed it was an attitude of gratitude. And that has, I mean, if I could say there's like one or two things in my life that changed, and that was it. Because if you sometimes you don't even know you're happy.
Yes.
You know, but if you wake up in the morning and you go, you know what, I have a chance for another day. Thank you, God. I have a chance for another day. And you know, when I go to bed at night, I say, wow, this was a super day. Thank you. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for this, that. You know what I'm saying? I've always prayed, but I didn't really have this. It wasn't a habit.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of my steps in my life
regular,
many
yeah.
years ago. And I think that when I changed that one step, and it took, you know, an effort to make sure that I continued on that because I had to change that habit. And I was journaling. I've shared this before. You know, I started a gratitude journal. This was Thank You, Oprah. And it made a big difference in my life. And I feel like that so many people are unhappy because they're not thankful for what they have.
Exactly.
That's very true.
It
The journal
is.
thing is
They-
huge.
they
'cause
don't
you
think
can
about
watch
that.
it. You can watch what you're thinking and what you're taking in. But
They're
even the
blessed.
smallest things, you know,
Right.
can bring you a lot of joy.
Absolutely.
Right. And it doesn't have to be things. You know, it could
That's
be
right.
that they have their favorite,
Whatever.
you know, hamburger or cup of tea or whatever for the day. You know what I mean? There's just little things. Sometimes, I mean, when I wrote my first journaling, it was like 3 sentences. Thank you for the birds and the trees. And
It's
my
true.
life was kind of in the gutter. I don't mean gutter like awful, but I mean
We know what you mean.
it was a trying time for
Yes.
me. It was a trying time for me. So I didn't like just, oh, I'm just so happy. No, I
Yes.
wasn't. I was just like, well, what am I going to write in this book?
I want
So-
to share one little thing that is off of what you said. My friend Eve, who has I mentioned this the other night, but I thought this was so cool. She has the restaurant in Oldsmar, but she said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. And that's what you were saying.
It's
just to
true.
be aware of all these things and really take it in.
Yes.
Because, that's where you're filling yourself with a lot of the positive energy and love for the small things in life.
Well,
And that gives you that feeling.
Everything you guys are saying is so true, and I think it also comes back to perception. And that's what stress is, when life's perception doesn't meet up with our expectations, and that's what causes the stress. And when we change our perceptions of things, it's just like situations, people, goodness knows, they're all out there, and I just look at it this way, God's not finished with them yet. But if we can just perceive that these people that get under our skin or that are rude to us, disrespectful, they just haven't arrived yet. They're not in that consciousness level. And we see that in our consciousness level.
But if we can bless them
Absolutely.
and go on with our life and not give them the power. I mean, if we get
Absolutely.
upset, what happens? We give them the power.
Exactly. And they're in control.
And
they're-
you know what? How can we have our passion if they have the power?
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
And they're doing the best they can with what they have to work with.
So just
we
put
just
on the
do-
blinders.
Exactly. And that's just, it's so important to think about perception and what you can perceive things several different ways.
Yes.
And it really does. It makes a big difference. I think we have a commercial break coming up. Is this show only last segment coming up?
Here
oh
we
my
go.
goodness. And Mary Ann's going to be sticking with us. We actually
She's sticking with it.
Are you still okay?
I'm here.
She's here. She's here for the duration. We're going to be right back. And if you're enjoying the show, great. Go like us on Facebook, Women Unscripted. And you can always send us a private message. We're all on there.
Yes.
And we'll watch for the phones to light up if you have any questions in this last hour. We will be right back after these messages.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
I mean, you
We
sung
can
the
have
other
a
night.
band over in the corner.
Right. We're back. I told you I was going to
With no
set us up.
Carrie.
Cher said that we need some music. We're working on that. So I said, well, Cher, why don't you sing? You should have heard her karaoke the other night.
It was
No.
wonderful.
Oh,
good.
it was
Yeah.
so. And talk about unscripted. I thought you had been doing that. And you
No.
go, no. And that
I
is a
have
good.
not.
And that's a good segue into what you said during the break. Another passion that you have.
Well, when I got to thinking about, what kind of passion have I had in my life? And there was one thing that came up for me, and it was about having a passion to have fun. I truly, as a child, my parents had divorced early on, so I gravitated towards people who could, that were laughing or could make me laugh, and I developed this humor early on. But the important thing about the passion, not only do I enjoy it, and it's my feel-good place, but it transcended so many of my ups and downs in my whole life. I had that humor to kind of take just a different look at what was going on, or to have it creating fun. People that know me, know that's kind of my middle name. I love that.
Sharon Fun
I
Kissler.
love having fun, and I had a crazy uncle that I love dearly, and he's no longer with us, but he left this legacy of his brand of humor, my Uncle Ray.
Aww.
And I'm telling you, it was amazing that he inspired people in a different way. I mean, he was like the life of the party. And growing up with all my cousins, we were hysterical, sometimes rolling on the floor, the belly laugh. And to me, that's really your soul speaking. That's one of those core level, where you're really in touch with what you like, that feel-good place.
Exactly.
And I found early on, and it's always, my husband and I, we laugh at a lot of different things. We both share that, we watch movies or whatnot, but it is a place. I think it's a passion.
It is a
On the
passion.
lighter,
And a
the lighter,
choice.
the
And a
lighter,
choice.
yes,
Right.
the lighter side. They say laughter is the best medicine.
Do you know why? Because when you laugh and when you really belly laugh,
Yes.
you release a chemical called serotonin.
Thank you.
Yes, that's
You took
right.
the words
Those
out of my
words-
mouth.
That's exactly
They're-
right.
And-
It's healthy to
Yes.
laugh. I mean, they're doing laughter therapy out
Yeah.
there. Oh my goodness, I love it.
Just
Well,
real quick, I wanted to say
yes.
about laughing. One of the people that I first met at one of the meetup groups that I go to, Law of Attraction, he said he used to send himself an email to laugh
That's
every day, belly laugh. So if you forget to laugh, you just read your email and you belly laugh.
How about that laughing yoga? We should try
Yes,
that.
yes.
Laughing yoga.
Yes.
But it's an exercise, and like you said, that release does release the endorphins. But anyway, I just wanted to share that.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And that can be a passion because, sometimes it's not easy to dig up some fun, but we have conversations and I come up with stuff. In some of my worst moments, I will find some way to make some crazy joke about something or other because it does. It makes us both laugh. It makes us all laugh. So that's something for you to think about. If
Barbara
maybe
has threatened to come over and sit in my house naked. Sit
Speaking
on my
of
doorstep
laughing.
naked if I don't call her back. So, I mean, talk about laughing. When you hear that message on your phone, you're like, I guess I'm going to call her back.
What? It did. I don't know where that came from, but it's true.
That's totally, that is unscripted.
I'm telling you, that's the way she gets
Well,
my
I'm trying to
attention,
get
and
her
it
to call me.
It makes me laugh.
I did that before with my friend Ashley. If I couldn't get a hold of somebody, I'm going to come over and sit on your porch naked. And guess what? It works. You call right back. I would never do that. Well, that's unscripted. It is.
I'm saying it's just a way that you make me laugh.
But it is fun. I
It is
think,
fun. It's
you know?
fun.
My family did that too. We'd have this family reunion. We'd have entertainment night, and we did it just to make each other laugh. Dressing up in
Exactly.
costumes and singing songs and things like that.
Well, every family has drama, right? This is a way to just move
Get over
aside drama and
Yes.
let's focus in the now.
That's right.
Let's be in the moment.
Enjoy
and
each
have
other.
fun. Why not? In fact, speaking of fun, I've got to really commend Helena for putting together her group over at Leo's.
Oh, yes.
We started there with a
about
great,
that?
fun birthday party.
That's fun.
Oh my gosh, that is a riot. We started with Joe's birthday party. Joe, if you're out there, we love you. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday, Annie.
I mean, these guys put together this party, had beautiful food, invited friends and all, and then from there it's evolved into a monthly get-together.
It's so important. It's so important. I think friendship, maybe more so at this age, is more important because all of us now have lost. You lost your uncle, and we've all lost friends, and I think it's more important than ever to have a sense of community. I think that obviously when we go into the old folks' home, we'll have our sense of community there. But until then, we're developing a sense of community. I mean, we're all friends, but a lot of us didn't know each other's husbands, and now
That's right.
And last time we said apparently mafia style.
It was. All the guys were on one side, this long table, all the women on the other, and I'm going, now where have I seen this before? This is totally scripted. The mafia. And anyway, it was the best fun. It really was. I got a chance to talk to my husband directly across. We only have 5 minutes, really? 5 minutes. I'm going to turn it over to my girls here. What kind of little takeaway do you want to give our audience today on passion? Anything you want to share with them that just might make a difference?
If you have something you really love and you really believe in it, I just say go out there and do it. It's there. It's waiting for you.
Yes.
And share.
Listen to your heart and listen to maybe giving yourself permission to try new things, and especially things that are going to make you laugh and bring you joy.
I second that,
Yes.
definitely. Think?
I think it's important to go back to when you were if you don't know what you're passionate about now, go back to the time that you were as a child, and you would maybe lay on the ground and you would look at the clouds and you would make things out of the clouds. You would see elephants and animals in the clouds and daydream. Go back and think about what you wanted then. You may not want all that now, but there may be something there. Maybe when you saw those clouds, you wanted to take photos of those clouds. And I believe that there's something there that's down in the little girl inside of us that's still there, and we can ask her how we can get back in touch with that passion.
And on that cue, something like, on the good ship, lollipop. Remember when we did that?
Yes, I do.
The last show that we did do here, we were talking about our sphere of influence, and we were talking about TV shows, the Mickey Mouse Club, Shirley Temple, the Good Ship Lollipop, and all those kinds of things. And I totally agree with you. Really keeping that little girl or that little boy alive always till the end is what really keeps us all going, because don't we find ourselves still having some of those passions?
Absolutely.
My mom was a doll collector in her 70s.
Wow.
And I mean, I still see, you brought that up about the shows and the inspiration in the last one we did in November. I hadn't thought about Shirley Temple in years. I hadn't thought about the Lassie shows, the good, clean, wholesome shows that we all grew
family
up with.
shows.
And I think it's up to, and Cher, we've had this discussion, it's up to our generation to keep these things really going and put this as secondary and keep building relationships and sharing and caring with one another. It's really awesome. And to the last point of really bringing it all together is follow your heart. It's not that hard to do because your heart has all the answers. And if you can't find a passion, take that time for yourself. Live in and of the moment, or two, or a half hour, or an hour.
Or go to the hospital and see the kids that are hurting, and then you will see that you've got a lot to be grateful for.
And that's so
I
true.
say that being, as you all know, I'm on the board for All Children's, and it doesn't take much if you can't find what you're grateful for, then go out and help someone else, and you will find there is an enormous amount to be grateful for.
There really is, and I know that gratitude has helped me get through tough times. And when you see these little ones, and they're such strong little people warriors, it just warms your heart, and you go, gosh, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't like it that I had to stand in the bank line today,
or I broke
whatever.
a fingernail, or I had someone slow on 19.
And how about kindness? Just focusing on kindness and saying something nice to someone to lift their
course.
spirit,
Of
you know,
course.
and especially the ones we love. Taking time, write a note or something, send a card,
That's a
give
great
somebody
idea.
a hug, you know, because those things bring our joy back, and have a
Talk
passion
endorphin
about
levels. Hugs are really
the passion
good. Talk
about kindness.
fun.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
When we hug each other, that really raises our endorphin levels. too.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna give a good hug. You guys all give really great hugs. They're really strong and comfy.
It's because we're passionate.
That's right.
That's why I was just
It's all about
saying,
passionate.
Besides being kind, it's be compassionate, because
Yes.
you don't know what someone else has been through. Unless you've walked in
Exactly.
their shoes, you have no idea. And all you need to do is just smile. Just smile. You don't even have to talk.
That's right.
Just smile at somebody. You could warm their heart
You know, that
and
is
make their
true.
day.
Very good.
It is. This is so great, and that's one of the reasons why we're all dressed in our animal theme today,
Yes.
bringing the animal out in us with passion. And Mary Ann, when I wrote her or texted her, she goes, "I'm gonna let you say it. I'm gonna close the show with what you said." Go ahead.
Tell me what I said.
I am woman.
Hear me roar.
Hear me roar.
Yes, let's do it all together. I am woman. Hear me roar. And we're going to sign off today,
With a
sealed with a kiss and mwah.